Welcome to the Westgate Irregulars, continuing the story of Darkest Westgate. I am Eric Scott DeBee, the DM of this campaign. Check out our Discord because I am gathering artists and possibly other contributors for the Westgate campaign guide
Huzzah!
that I've been talking about for like 5 years now, but it's going to happen. So yeah, we've basically been frozen at the gathering art assets phase, and I got really busy, but now I am less busy, and now there is going to be art. And with that, take it away, Erin.
I'm Erin M. Evans. I am the author of the Brimstone Angels saga, and I play Cecilia, a half-elf who is definitely not a warlock. I'm going to tell you about our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, which includes Farida, Havilar, and Mehen from the Brimstone Angels saga. Woo! The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. And we are coming up on another round of Idle Champions Presents. This time it is the Trials of Mount Tiamat. So this is going to be a very high level adventure. I will be playing Havilar starting on Monday. And if you hop in the game, you can vote on a variety of outcomes as you could last time. There's a luck die in it for me. If you do today's vote and you vote for Havilar, you should vote for Havilar because Averin doesn't need it. What kind of trickster god needs a luck die? Come on.
Exactly.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can check them out at idlechampions.com. If you do, you can also type in the command at the bottom of the screen and get your very own Electrum chest code. Woo! So copy that, paste it in, and get something cool.
I don't know, Sturge. What kind of trickster god needs a luck die?
Oh, well, a trickster god can usually just create their own luck die.
See?
I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy under Rhiannon Held and space opera under RZ Held. And my latest thing that is out now, the first 4 novellas in my space opera series, Gathered Together in Idyllian, is out in print and ebook. And when I stop talking, I will put in the link in the chat for y'all. I play Artemisia, half elf sorcerer who really likes lightning and is very fashionable.
Did you say house elf?
Half elf.
Okay.
I can't even imagine. That's just it doesn't even go together.
No, I think Artemisia would like say she's a house elf, so people would be giving her clothes. It totally makes sense to me.
The most fashionable tea
I
towel
don't
wear.
want charity clothes.
That's true. Good point.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't imagine.
one sock? What am I gonna do with one
To
sock?
be like, here, have a dress. Thank you. This is so sweet. It will go so well. I will take it to the rune rest. People will appreciate it.
Your reaction was great. Like, not only did your eyes roll, I felt like your entire soul like rolled. Hi, I'm Yang Yang Wang. I'm a writer and a filmmaker, and I play Stongback Guk, the barrel-chested, barrel-wearing, very hairy heir to the Murder Bear tribe.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I play Sturge, an arcane trickster.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Randy.
Oh, wait.
No, sorry, Kayla. Go.
Okay. Hi,
So
I'm
used to
Emily
you not
Ting.
being here, Emily. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Emily tonight.
Yahoo!
Yes, as others have stated, I am Emily Ting. I am playing Keyleth Amakir, and a varial necromancer with commitment issues. Disclaimer, all thoughts and opinions expressed in this stream are my own and do not represent Wizards of the Coast. Oh yeah, because I work for them somehow. Anyway.
Yeah, we like to keep it that way. So
But if she told you what she did, she'd have to. Anyway, so
I have to kill you, then raise your body.
that's right. Randy Henderson, I play Rogar, Battle Baron, Dwarf Cleric.
All right, fantastic. So we had Shay's lovely recap, so everybody's on board with what's going on, except for Sturge, who was discombobulated. Sturge,
Yes.
you have been traveling as though hurtling up through water, and everything around you is blue, flowing like water or perhaps like silk. It's hard to say. And then you awaken and you are in a circle of other people that you recognize, your friends, all sleeping soundly beside you. And there is a battle going on. You hear you hear singing blades and singing voices and shouting voices and lashing spells. And then you see a massive earth elemental wandering, plodding toward you. I'm going to need Caliph and Sturge both to roll initiative, please.
Okay.
Get my dice.
Okay.
Hey, thanks so much for the sub, Deckard Kane.
Hey, awesome.
Yay!
I just had a little screen problem here. I'm going to roll a 20-sided die. You can type it in.
Okay.
+4.
Sure, I'll take your word for it.
So 10 is my initiative.
10. Okay.
Caliph is a 3, rolling off a natural 1.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I definitely took your word for it. Okay.
Would he come back from the dead on that initiative?
All right. Well, I think we can stipulate that Caliph just acted, and that's why her initiative is so low. All right. So this earth elemental comes lumbering over towards Sturge, and it is going to grab at him.
Okay.
Let me just pull up the stats for the earth elemental real fast. I realize I neglected to do that.
I keep forgetting the chess code is in the middle of the screen. Type the chess code in the middle of the screen, people.
It changes whether we have roll 20 up or not. It was at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Carry on.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure the natural 20, 28 hits you.
Yeah.
So the elemental picks you up, and it just kind of holds you against its chest, like it just embraces you.
Aww.
And it is, well, it's like being pressed by a vice made of rock.
Ugh.
So you're
So-
pinned by the earth elemental.
Love
Yeah.
hurts.
Do I feel like this is Ruan
Make an
in
insight check.
a misguided sense of helping?
I love specific information on helping there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
I'm definitely not feeling this is.
Kick it in the jimmies.
Natural 1.
And it's rocks, and it's stones.
You
Oh,
have
Randy, that
no
was much
idea
better.
what's going on. You woke up, there's this battle going on, and then a mountain came over and hugged you.
I guess I'll say, Ruan, let me down.
The elemental makes a sound like rumbling stone grinding upon each other.
Mhm.
All right. So Skaha dispenses with the last of Kayla's skeletal guardians with her spear. And she says, "You think your tricks are sufficient to stop me, girl? You are over your head." And then she is going to cast a spell at Caliph.
Quick question. Emily, do you know what's going on?
Caliph walked in, saw Skaha,
Skaha, yep.
attacking, and saw her friend's unconscious bodies on the ground. And there's only real one logical conclusion out of that.
No.
That's right.
And I wish it was Kayla's turn, because then she could fly up and say, actually, I'm above your head.
In this case, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom saving throw,
Can
please.
she take a reaction to be a badass? Come on.
21?
Ooh, 21. Okay. Skaha she speaks, and her voice is like dark and deep, and says, "Leave this place and fly away, girl." And you're able to shake off her will. And her suggestion does not affect you. Mirren's turn. Mirren's a statue.
Oh.
Sturge.
Wait, Mirren's a
Your turn.
statue.
Mirren is paralyzed
Whoa.
in place and unable to move.
Okay.
Serge, you are being held by this mountain.
Okay. So I'm gonna do Misty Step.
Okay.
And Misty Step is going to be Skaha. Yeah, way out of our league. Probably not a good idea to just try to attack her. I think I need to speak with her. So I'm going to. I can speak fine, right? As I am. This thing's not hurting me. It's just incapacitating me.
It's not
Cradling you
incapacitating
gently
you.
like a baby.
If it were incapacitating you, you wouldn't be able to cast the spell.
No, I mean it's just like immobilizing me.
It's just immobilizing. Well, it's trying
Not
to
crushing
immobilize you.
the air out of him.
It's not trying to hurt you.
It could have hurt me if it wanted to.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say, Spear Witch, what is your purpose here?
Where did you Misty Step to?
I'm not going to Misty Step until after I speak. That's like a free action, right? I can just speak.
Well, it's a little bit difficult with the earth elemental hugging you so tightly. So you kind of gasp out that question.
Okay. I'm going to Misty Step to here. Whoops. Sorry. Here. So I have a little cover. And
Okay, your spell goes off, no problem.
point. Okay. And I'm going to say, Spear Witch,
No longer held.
what is your purpose here?
She glances over at you and she says, "Another interloper. You have steered my daughter wrong long enough. Don't you think it's time that you can leave well enough alone? My business is not with you, it is with him." And she points her spear back at Lilton, who is standing here in the background.
What the freak? Lilton's here too?
Well, you didn't notice him before, but now that you do notice him, he's hard to not notice.
Yeah, I was to say minor
Okay.
detail.
He's holding his wounded shoulder, and he says, yes, we were just having a very pleasant chat that started with you stabbing your spear into my shoulder.
Okay. First of all,
Gaha says, you deserve far worse than that.
Yes, he does.
Spear Witch, you are the interloper here. This is not your home. Secondly, you can take your fight with him outside.
Take it to the playground.
That's right.
Perhaps I would
Behind the
have,
dumpsters.
if not for that elf. And she points at Caleb.
It's her place. It's not your place. What would you do if someone poofed into, I don't know, your sacred grove? You'd attack them, wouldn't you?
Lilton says, I believe it's actually her place. And he points at Mirren.
Well, friends,
Why is she paralyzed?
we share things, we friends. I'm quite certain you're not included in that group.
Skaha says, I didn't want her to interfere.
Did you ask?
The Spear Witch does not ask for anything. She acts, not asks.
Yeah. How's that working out for you?
Pretty well. She spins her spear.
Really?
again.
So, like, for instance, with your daughter, it seems like that is a really great strategy you've got going. Wait, note
What
to
do
self.
you know of my daughters?
I know more than you do, apparently. So I think perhaps take your fight with him outside and continue with your actions that you like to do. That's a great philosophy, working out great for you. Marriage, ding. Daughter, ding. Oh, good philosophy. Just a moment while I write this down. Stop paying attention to others and just do what you want. Awesome. Thank
Okay,
you.
make a persuasion check, buddy.
I feel like you're gonna get a spear through the eye. I think she is allowed to make a called shot.
Yeah. I mean, one eye, one hand. He's just start racking it up.
She narrows her eyes. You are a blathering fool, but you could be useful. Very well. Stay where you are while I dispatch the horned one there. Wilson says, she means me. It's an old pet name, and she says, "You do not speak. You don't know how dangerous he is. The fact that he's in pain is all that's keeping him from slaying us with his magic." And Wilson says, "Well, it's not all that's keeping me." Ow.
One thing Lilton has that you don't is decorum.
Wilson says, "Oh, well, why, thank you, Sir Glear." Skaha says, "What?
You wouldn't.
Why am I even listening to this fool?"
You know, one of the purposes of a fool is to speak the truth where others will not. And since fools are, by license, invulnerable to retaliation, the people who take the medicine of their truth just have to swallow it. It's the rule of fool.
Here,
Rule
here.
of fool.
Wilson raises a goblet, which you don't know where he got that from. Skaha kind of
This
lowers
is
her spear.
fascinating.
This is the longest free action I've ever done.
I know, right?
There's been a little pause in the
When
combat.
Sturge
here
can't
for a
take
second.
15 actions, he'll take 15 free actions.
And it is at that point that Sturge, you are aware of the earth elemental having turned toward you.
Mhm.
Okay, Caliph, your turn. What do you
Oh,
want to
wait,
do?
so
Skaha seems to be distracted by Sturge's Sturge.
Ulin.
Did you
Prevaricating.
say by Sturge's Sturge?
Well, he's not blustering.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? So hold on a second. She's not actually like going after anyone in the circle
No, she doesn't seem to be.
or Mirren.
Well, she did cast a spell, which is holding Mirren like a statue.
But not trying to like harm her or attack her or anything, right?
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, why am I fighting her then?
Mhm.
Context clues.
Yeah, very badly misread context clues apparently.
It's your turn.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Can I move Caleb? I don't think I can move her.
Hold on. Let me. Oh, she's not programmed properly. Hold on.
I find this fascinating because I would
There we
have
go.
assumed, I would have put money on Sturge goes and messes up Lilton. But you're like, no, guess what? Someone I like less.
That's it.
You contain multitudes, Sturge.
That's a
Finding new
pretty
things out
low
every day.
bar.
So Sturge, whose side are we on now?
So, come here. So really, we just have to make sure nobody touches the body.
We can't hear you, man.
No one can hear you.
We have to make sure no one touches the bodies of the sleepers. That's as long as they're really not paying attention to that, then everything's okay. That's the way I see it.
All right. Well, that makes things a little easier then. Caleb is gonna, as unobtrusively as possible, head over to the circle and then cast Leoman's tiny hut.
Oh!
Hey!
Okay.
That's awesome.
Handy dandy. Caleb, what did we do while you were gone? How did we survive?
That's awesome.
All right. You go over and cast that.
And just sort of hunker down. It's like
What's the diameter that I can get a little circle going?
10-foot radius.
Radius, okay.
Yeah, so 20-foot diameter. All right. Lilton and Skaha both look over at Caleb having done that. And then Lilton says, that's not what I was expecting. And Skaha points her spear at him and says, I'm glad it happened, though. And they are glaring at each other like bitter, bitter exes. Anyway,
Don't break the denial.
so it is actually Lilton's turn, and he says, "Look," and he casts a healing spell on himself, and his wound reknits, and he says,
Hey, inspiration.
"I do not have any ill will toward you, Spear Witch. The time that we passed together," and she says, "That was many, many years ago. It is no longer applicable. You are my enemy, as you are my daughter's enemy." Okay, Lilton says, "I have no intention of harming your daughter, Spear Witch. She is quite dear to me." And the Spear Witch says, "That makes it worse." And he says, "Ah, I see. I am once again beset by my misunderstanding of the thinking of short-lived races. Very well. I surrender." And he puts his sword down on the floor. She looks genuinely surprised. "Sturge, what are you gonna do?"
Take the sword.
What kind of sword is that?
The rapier.
Oh, rapier, really?
Do it.
Oh, part of me's like, that's a trap. That's a trap. That's
This
a
is-
DM trap.
Mrs. Whippy.
And also, Mrs. Whippy.
Yeah, that's not a long-term. Long-term outlook on that isn't so great. And so,
It's a gently curved sword that would be wielded like a rapier. It's actually a saber of a design that you're not terribly familiar with.
okay. Sturge's just gonna go sidle up to Mirren.
Okay, Mirren's standing there like,
Yeah. Are
that's
these?
Gaha that you sidled up to.
Oh, that's Mirren way over there.
Mirren's over here.
Oh,
She is petrified.
Well,
She
she's
is?
held.
Oh, hell. My apologies. I think you said she was stoned before, and I got. I took it
she
literally.
She was a statue, but I didn't mean it literally.
There we go. I took it literally.
Yeah,
There we
okay.
go.
so she's held.
Mhm.
Just for fun, I'm gonna try to dispel that. Hold person. Gosh, for it to have worked on her, it must have been a high level. Is that how that works? You cast it at a higher level, it's harder to resist.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
You cast hold person at a higher level, it affects more targets.
Okay. And I think it's a third level spell, so I'm going, unless you cast it at a higher level one. Anyway, whatever, I'm going to dispel magic on it. I'm just going to spend a third level spell slot. That's all I got
Okay.
left.
It works.
Yeah.
Mirren is no longer held. She
Okay.
says, "T, would you like some?" What
Uh-huh.
happened?
Yeah, you were held there by the Spear Witch, and
Oh, fire starts emerging from her hands.
yeah.
She says, "Battle."
Well, it's really just between her and Lilton, although they are intruders in your home, and she did that very rude thing to you. So I'll let you work it out, and I'll be over here with my friends.
Wolfson says, I think hostilities have subsided, Lady Darkdance. We are to the negotiation stage." The Spear Witch, who looks not at all in a negotiating mood, still pointing her spear at him, looks over at Mirren and says, "Speak quickly. What devilry have you captured my daughters in? I know you are behind this, Horned One. It smacks of your influence." And Lilton kind of, "If you really want an explanation, you should ask that one." And he points to Sturge.
What?
"Yes, you were, until quite recently, asleep, were you not?"
Oh, yes, indeed.
Don't tell on us, Sturge.
I think the person you are interested in, a Witch of the Spear, is someone called the Golden Raven. The Golden Raven is meddling in your daughter's life.
I have never heard of this person, but if they are a threat to my daughter, then yes, I wish to destroy them.
It's a very admirable motherly trait to be so protective.
Oh,
I
But
cannot tell if you are complimenting me or condescending to me. I think it is both.
Well, I have no children of my own. But that is what I can tell you. Mirren has nothing to do with any of that. All she's done is provided us a roof over our heads over the years and many access to many delights and books and things of that sort. She's quite innocent of what is going on in your daughter's life.
It's all right. I completely understand being upset and needing to help those you care about, Mirren says. Everyone looks at her like, really? And Mirren's just like, what?
We are very grateful for all you've done for us.
She says, why are you back from the spell? Is everything okay?
Oh, everything's fine. I was bored.
Oh, so you hit your head really hard?
Something like that. But
I see.
if you can imagine it, I was in a Westgate even worse than this one. Hard to imagine, I know.
Everyone nods except Lilton, who's like, hmm.
So yes, bunked my head. Let's call it that.
So
Well,
are you
Wilton's
gonna
dead in the other Westgate, right? So
start telling him the story?
I do. They want the story. I glance
They
over at
do seem to
Kayla.
want the story.
I glance at Kayla. Do I get the nod from her? Yeah. Okay. What I don't want to do is call her attention to the fact that her husband's lying over there. I'm not even sure she knows, but she
I
wants
think they got married, just for the record.
to.
shock.
Okay, but
Geez,
I
that
don't-
would probably really make Cecilia very confused. Like more commitment issues than is already happening.
I guess. I do I have any inclination? Do I have any inkling that she knows that her husband's lying over there helpless right now?
Not her husband.
Who are you
Or that guy.
talking about?
Lazar. He wants to know
Lazar.
if she's gonna go kill Lazar if he tells her he's there.
Oh,
But he's in the tiny hut. Does that
you
protect
don't
him?
really know, but yeah, he's inside the tiny hut, which is basically a force field that
Yeah,
know.
but she could banish that, right?
maybe.
Also, I
Well,
imagined in her sleep, like Cecilia just kind of naturally flopping over and like trying to choke him in her sleep, and like so she's kind of her hands are kind of like half covered up his face, sort of a thing, or she's slapping him in his sleep or something. And so it's sort of like you can't see him.
What do I know happens if somebody gets hurt their body here in this world, in the dream?
You do not know.
Well, I will.
Lazar
tell
did
them-
not explain that.
I will not tell them how they've gotten there, but I will tell them that they've traveled to another dimension and they are seeking one who is dear to us. Sturge really had to really swallow that as he said it, but he said it. He likes Sorshin just fine. But
Larson thinks you're his best friend.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, is someone kind of smothery? Thank you.
And they're on a quest to save this fellow. This golden raven is quite powerful. I don't know what else you want me to tell you about, but that's the state of things. Has nothing to do with Mirren, nothing to do with, I suppose, you, except that she's your daughter.
Skaha says, "It has a great deal to do with me. I wish to know everything."
All right. Well, there's a difference between being protective and being hovering.
Helicopter mom.
How do you say a helicopter parent in Realmsy?
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah. I understand. Love is a powerful thing. Is there anything more you wish to ask of me?
Yes, I want to know the whole story.
Well, that's just about it, really. It's fairly simple. In this other Westgate, everyone we know, I look over at Lilton, is dead or enslaved.
Wilton goes,
with masks. These masks enslave the wearer. Cain was one such enslaved individual. She's very powerful. I don't know how we're going to. I think it's going to come down to stealth. There cannot be a straight-on confrontation, even with her hench people.
"Well, how do we go to this world?" Skaha asks.
I cannot bring you there. Are you aware of the spell, Dream of the Blue Veil?
She says, "That sounds like some wizardry that Lazara would cook up."
Yeah.
And Lilton says, yes. What an intriguing spell.
You know it, don't you, Lilton? I suspect
Not off the top of my head,
Oh.
but I could improvise.
Oh, which you want to be an improvised spell.
Interesting. I cannot help you with this, but that is the way they went there.
Skaha looks at Lilton. "You can take us there." And he says,
God.
"I could take us wherever I wish. But you see, I care too deeply for your daughters to inflict you upon them."
Wise.
Oh,
Wise.
Well, really only one of them.
I was gonna say, in other dimensions, Cecilia goes, "Wait a sec, something's wrong. Someone is lying."
Skaha narrows her eyes and it starts getting upset again. And you're like, uh-oh. All right. So, meanwhile, in Darkest Westgate, so some time has passed. Regante has laid out the various possible tactical things that you could do. We went over some of them last time.
I think, just to clarify, because last time she pointed out there were 3 places that Sarshan might be, but one of them that she thought was most likely was this world's Dark Dance Manor. And we said we need to make a distraction. And the place where we ended was we could find a way to release the astral dreadnought.
Right.
And we've
release
told
the Kraken.
We've told Regante this, I'm assuming.
I
And
feel
so
like
we pick up there.
Regante looks at you like, "Release the dreadnought." Well,
Simply go wrong.
I mean, it's distracting.
it would be. There's also the unconscious Fane in the room with you. Why do I have 2 Fane tokens? Anyway,
There's another doppelganger.
unconscious Fane token.
That's
Once
true.
feel like
And we
Regante-
wanted to try to peel the control off her.
and I mean, if we're talking about 3 possible locations, there was also Skaha of this world said the tower on the mount, and which I think Artemisia would remember as the mount, even though, like, reviewing it, she said her mount. So Artemisia would probably ask Regante, like, which of those 3 is the tower on the mount?
Regante frowns and she says, "Well, Dark Dance Manor is a tower, but I'm not aware of it being on a mountain."
Is it on the astral dreadnought?
There is the old Cormero Tower, which is largely a ruin after it burned down some years ago, amongst the mountains on the coast. Those are the only two towers I can think of.
So why did Skaha say that then?
Am I remembering wrong that we figured out the Mount thing last time?
Well, I thought that was just us, like, as players. I don't think it had come up as. That's why I'm trying to bring it in.
I
as
seem to
characters.
think it was Fane who said that Skaha
I think
wished to confront you upon her at her tower upon the mount.
Is
Golden,
that
Golden
Dark
Raven
Dance?
wanted to, not
Yeah.
Skaha.
And is that the
Yeah, sorry.
is that one of the 3 locations? I feel
Sounds
like
like not.
if there's a tower and it's on the back of something, the Regante will know the phrase. The tower on the mount.
Regante shakes her head. She says, well, the Golden Raven has wings. I don't know of her having flown anywhere.
Okay.
I like that you call her the Golden Raven. Witch Queen makes her sound so much more powerful. Golden Raven could be just an oddly dressed bird.
She is odd.
And time's a ticking. She said she said that we had to confront her by dawn, which is like just a couple hours away.
I feel very strongly we should not be doing anything the enemy tells us to do. If we can
Agreed.
sneak in and snatch Sarshan and she looks at Regante like, oh, I may have just admitted I don't think we're going to hang around and help you.
No.
Regante nods grimly. Says, you are here for a purpose. I understand.
And it would be a lot easier to help you if we had one more person. But that is the question. If one of these places you think he's being held is where the Golden Raven is, that's not where we want to be, ideally. So we figure out which place we need to find Sarshan from, and we make a distraction to make the Golden Raven not be there. These people don't know the Golden Raven's weaknesses, I'm assuming. Otherwise, she'd be dealt with. We just don't know anything here.
Have you ever tried to assault the Golden Raven? Or did you try and what happened?
That's true. We can find non-weaknesses.
Regante, it's this kind of like dark expression over her face. The last concerted attempt against the Golden Raven was costly. Numerous heroes of the city fell under her spells and blade, including you. She looks at Stong.
How's Stong take that?
He
Sucks to be that guy.
I think
she achieved her reign through treachery and betrayal at the worst of moments.
Okay, but how's Stong take it?
Yeah, I think that he feels like for a moment like there's like this odd parallel between the worlds. He wonders how many times he's died in all these different time loops, and then also this makes him realize that probably Rogar died before him, because otherwise he feels like Rogar would probably have resurrected him.
You hear a little intake of breath from the door, and you see that Mirabelle has been kind of peeking in on the conversation.
Oh, hi, Mirabelle.
When you notice her and Stong looks up at her, she kind of flushes a little bit and then hurries off into the hallway again.
That's her thing now.
Yeah, teenagers need their space. Significant look at Lazar. Did we get anything off of
Zara is mostly snoozing against the wall.
No, we healed him so he could.
Oh, that's
so
right.
he could do some magic. I mean, that's not to say he's not tired, but he's not drunk. He's not hungover anymore, or drunk anymore.
He's like, what? Yeah, yes.
You're supposed to be.
Teenagers need their space. I always gave Cecilia her space. It's true. Mostly she took her space, but you know, it
I
still
think
happened.
Okay, we're gonna remember this differently, apparently.
Am I wrong that you ran away from home several times? No, I
Am I
not.
wrong that you chased me down in the snow and wiped my memory and dragged me back? I don't think so.
Ah, you remember that. Your will is stronger than I thought.
What? So
Dante looks over at him like, and then looks over at Cecilia, and she's like, okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna
So-
throw our drama around, apparently.
Well,
It's-
Artemisia's not. She's looking a little sort of like, oh man, we need Lazar. Can't like stab him or anything.
Not yet. So
Yeah, that's true.
it dawns on me that like we don't even know which of these locations Sarshan is. Just which one. We have a clue as to where the Golden Raven is, right? But are we sure that they're together?
But does Fane know? Can we get this out of Fane's head?
Ooh.
That seems the smartest to me.
I mean, that is
Lazar
morally
says-
suspect, but I don't think Cecilia cares right now.
Zar says, well, I can certainly work on my magic.
That might give
Usually-
Cecilia a pause of, oh, but no, we're gonna do this. Although if she has to convince Rogar to leave the room, she will.
We're gonna be like, "Aye, we were nice to her in our world, and she became our friend. Maybe she'll become our friend here too."
Yeah.
Yes.
Rogar, is there some water for Fane in the garden?
Oh, good idea. She does look a bit parched and sad and sort of covered in wounds.
Somebody
She's really
struck her
messed up.
repeatedly until
Uh,
she fell unconscious. Yeah.
I know when I come back I can heal her, and maybe that will also encourage her to be our friend. Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Rogar will go to fetch a glass of water.
Okay. So you head into the hallway toward the kitchen. 'Cause, I mean, it's Briar House. It's just a natural place to go for water, right? It's the kitchen.
Hey.
You see Leithaka and Mirabelle in the hallway. Their heads bent close together, and Leithaka is whispering something to Mirabelle. And Leithaka has her hand on Mirabelle's arm, and Mirabelle looks like real tense. And then they pause and look over at you because clank, clank, clank. You're not very subtle.
I'll just getting a glass of water. I'm sorry, whatever I said that made you run away before, Mirabelle. I
Yeah,
didn't mean
Mirabelle
to
runs
like.
away.
Oh.
Leithaka sighs. She's just having a hard day.
Let's go in the round.
The last
How
time
are
she
you
saw-
doing?
Well, I'm surprisingly fine, really. I didn't expect to see my my guardian again.
Cecilia?
Yeah.
With
Your massive passive insight, you think that she almost said the word mother, but she said guardian
Oh.
instead.
Oh, well, it's wonderful to have second chances to say all of the things that you maybe didn't get to say to your Cecilia. Maybe this would be helpful for you to be able to,
Oh, I
to
don't
share
know. I
those
have a
things.
lot of unflattering things to say to her, and I'm not sure that.
Oh.
Is your Cecilia as bossy and difficult as my Cecilia was?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
She,
Answer that question carefully.
I love it because
She's
there's
a-
like no context.
Uh-huh.
You already know, like,
Do-
no.
do you mean is she a good leader? She's a good leader. She'll take she's really good.
Leader.
She's really good at like convincing people of things.
She's kind of
I
frantic.
guess it's sort of like her father a little bit, but I never
my
thought about
my
that
Cecilia
before.
wasn't much of a leader. She was always standing back, and she was more like the team advisor, really.
Whoa.
Artemisia was the leader. Cecilia was the witch advisor, I suppose.
Oh, I think Artemisia and Cecilia both are sort of our leaders. I'm sort of the advisor because I'm very smart, and
Yes.
and Storm is sort of our heart, and Sturge is
Your
our
nose.
Sturge, and you know, so how do I say this? I need to ask you something. Maybe if you could tell me, Artemis, that was it.
Artemis.
Artemis. Artemis
Oof.
told me something. I wish she hadn't have told me, but no, it's like stuck in my head. That apparently,
They have that tendency to do that.
so apparently Sarshan killed the other me, and she said, that if he drew us here, it was a trap, and
Artemis never trusted Sarshan, and for good reason. I mean, he did betray us. So,
Do you know what happened to this world's Sarshan?
he betrayed us and then made a pact with the Witch Queen.
But I'm
Became
just.
her knight.
But he's been in this world. Like has he been like seen around? Like has he been?
You mean since then?
Aye.
Oh, periodically. I get the sense that she sends him out on missions, tasks, quests,
Aye. Okay.
which is very strange because the city, people don't tend to leave the city. They a lot of people do die, so I guess that's technically like leaving the city. But everyone who was here has largely stayed here.
Is that
There's
because of
really
all those
nowhere
mists?
to travel past the mists? Yeah, exactly.
What's the story? When did the mists come into Westgate? How did that happen?
I don't remember.
Oh,
Years ago,
okay.
maybe when the Witch Queen came to power.
Ah. Makes sense.
Many of us think that she summoned them, and that they're her way of keeping us in check, keeping us from leaving. Although gods know why.
Or goddesses. Aye.
Well, I suppose. There aren't many of those left, after all.
What? Really? Why not?
Oh, that's right. You're a priest, aren't you?
Cleric. Aye.
Yes. Serve a deity, right? Isn't that how that works?
Oh, aye. Sharunlar, I'd be happy to tell you all about her if you'd like.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Okay.
My major question is: have you tried communing with your deity?
Well, I have. Now that I think about it, like, probably, I don't know if I've cast. Well, no, I've cast some spells that have worked since I've been here.
Good.
So I have invoked her power. I have not spoken to her recently though.
Oh.
Haven't had a
That's how
chance to like meditate and really like
That's how that
since I've been here.
rare thing works, right?
Oh, aye, it's wonderful. You should try it. I can teach you how if you'd like.
Oh, there's no point.
Oh, okay. Why not?
There's no one there listening.
Oh, that's not true. There's always
No, it's
Sharunlar is
literally
always
true.
there. Well, that cannot be true.
She looks a little bit sympathetic. She
She's
says,
the goddess of life. She can't be dead. It's sort of like, what did they always call me? Oxymoron. That's what it was.
Right. If you don't mind, I have to go check on Mira, make sure she's all right.
Oh, please, I tell her I'm sorry. Whatever. What do I say that makes her run away? I didn't understand. I really tried not to.
She's just having some difficulty coming to terms with all this.
Oh. Maybe her talking to Stong would be helpful too, just like you talking to Cecilia.
Maybe.
Like, it helps to heal to be able to say things to people, even if they're not the exact person that you remember.
I'll go and suggest that to her.
Okay.
Thanks, Rogar. She pats you on the arm. I hope your goddess isn't dead.
Oh,
She
no,
walks
she's
away.
impossible. She's okay. Bye. And as she's going, I'll give her
Artemis
a
comes out of the
guidance,
door.
so that for her talking to
Okay.
Mirabelle, and just as a little, Sharindlar will help you even if you do not believe in her.
Artemis comes out of the door and
Right.
looks over at you. And they say, "Oh, it's not a matter of not believing. There's plenty of reason to believe, to know."
Aye. Thank you. It's true. Like all the life in the world and all the love in the world and that happy feeling you get like when you hug somebody, like that's just Sharon Lara. Like
No,
she's like wrapping her arms around both of you and going, "Nay."
I've never felt happy when I hugged anybody. But
Oh, that makes me sad.
have you ever seen a god die, Rogar?
Have I ever seen a god? That's a good question. No, I didn't believe I have. I know, like, God, there was, when Mystery died, it really just messed up our world and my people, but I was I was like a wee bairn at that time. I didn't see it.
Well, it's a very, what's the word? Hopeless experience.
I can imagine. But the good news is that, all that dies may be brought back. There's cycles of death and life, and I'm sure that where one god dies, another will arise.
They just
And hopefully
kinda nod at you, like,
There's always hope.
right.
Are
Well,
we making any progress? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
okay.
People keep coming up and talking to you.
Artie
I-
wanders off.
I'm
We
gonna go
need
get some
that
black.
garden water stat.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
losing the
I was-
patient.
I was like, I thought I was gonna be off stage getting water.
Did anyone come to check on Rogar?
Maybe Stomp
I guess
poked out
it
his head
depends
and
on
yelled
what-
that.
Yeah, there we go.
It has been a while.
Oh, we need that water.
But technically, we didn't need water. We were getting Rogar out of the room, so
Right.
that's why I'm like, well,
Dom
we were
believes you.
doing a thing, and I feel like this is a good time to, move
Do
a
that
character in. But
Yeah.
but we're doing a thing over here.
Okay. So I guess Stomp does not do that.
All right. Well, back in the dining room.
Good. Okay.
So, Fane is unconscious at 0 or below hit points. Fane doesn't really resemble exactly the same Fane that you know either. Like, their body is twisted and warped, and like their bones have been broken many times and reset oddly, and like swaths of their skin are different colors from others, and they just look like they've been messed up with lots and lots of transmutation magic.
Do they still have the horns?
Yep, one of them is broken off though, about 4 inches out.
Well, I feel good about not liking the Golden Raven already. Would I like to have my my biases confirmed?
Yeah.
So I think what we wanted to do first was see if we could peel off the whatever domination was on her.
Yeah.
Lazar is casting spells. Well,
And then second, does she know where Sarchin is and where the Golden Raven is?
I have done what I can. You
Which
should wake
is?
her up and see. Well, hopefully broken the domination. It is tricky. This golden raven of yours is very powerful, very strong will.
I guess Stong will stand ready in case Bane tries anything.
Should Artemisia do like a heal spell?
Yeah, give her a couple hit points back.
So Artemisia's gonna do a cure wounds.
Should be careful if she causes any harm to any of us. The spell ends, and we go back to we wake up back in the tower. You know, in a much better Westgate. Okay, Artemisia, you heal her for how much? You're just casting a first level cure
Yeah.
wounds?
Yeah, I'm not casting it up particularly.
We haven't technically rested, have we?
No.
Okay. All I can do is like blast her.
14.
Okay. All right. Her eyes flutter. She looks around.
Think really hard about what you do next because you are surrounded.
I am still alive. This is funny. Yes, great mistress. What is it that you wish? What can I do for you?
She's still
Lars.
controlling you.
Lazar says, I don't know. She seems maybe free-willed. Be
You did
ready
have
if
a
she
lot
tries
of-
to flee.
A lot of sass.
Fane says, well, that's just me.
Yeah. Okay. So, well met. Let's have another try at this conversation. We don't want to use magic to make you tell us what we need, but
It was not meant to be a conversation. It was meant
Oh, no.
to be a
No.
warning and a
yeah, we got that.
ultimatum.
No, we know what she wants. That's totally clear. Now we want to
Yes.
discuss what we want.
Okay.
Where is the Golden Raven right now? That should be easy to tell us because she wants us to meet her somewhere. So,
She moves from place to place. I couldn't say exactly, but probably upon her throne.
where in the city is her throne?
It's not in the city. It's above the city.
Oh. Is she living on the dreadnought? She living in the dreadnought?
It's the most scenic of places in Westgate these days.
Ugh.
I should say these nights.
trauma. Ugh.
Oh, yes. My mistress is one of great drama.
Bane.
Theatricality.
Bane.
That is her
Girl
way.
Lilton.
You
Is
saw
that what
the
this
masks.
is? It's Girl Lilton.
Oh.
Oh.
Ugh.
Okay.
Fane gets kind of
yeah.
this like disgusted look on their face. Why would you say that name?
Oh.
I don't know.
My
Just-
father left us so long ago.
You know what,
We could
I
have
thought-
used his help.
He was dead.
Dead.
No, should have known.
You must not know my father then.
No, I know.
No,
really
but you
well.
know, when someone tells you something you really, really wanted happened, and you just believe it because it makes your day a little better when everything is going wrong. You know, when everything is really shit, and then someone tells you, actually, maybe it's not, and you just cling to it. That's
Maybe-
kind of what this was.
Maybe you did know my father then.
Okay,
In
so
point of fact, he's not dead, but there is a prize for his recovery. Should anyone capture him, the reward would be great. Perhaps you would be interested.
oh, torn.
Little
Very
side goal
torn.
there.
Yeah.
How
See,
we
I'm
end
not
up
in a
with-
side quest mood right now, Fane. But you may have
in a
picked a side
hurry,
quest.
are you?
Well, so this is the thing. We want to know about a prisoner that the Golden Raven is keeping.
Of course.
What?
Of course. You ask about the Crimson Wolf, do you not? I can see it.
Yeah.
And smell it all over you.
Okay, don't tell me. No, that's gross. Don't smell me.
Lazar says, oh, that is gross. Fane
Okay,
says,
so
"Mm,
our Sarshan was kidnapped. Where is she keeping him?
I suspect that her wolf is curled up at her side.
Not her wolf. Not her wolf. Where's the one from our Westgate?
Oh, I see that touches a nerve in you.
Yeah, do you want some more Eldritch Blasts?
My life is already forfeit. You think I want to cling to it, do you? Look at
Ugh,
me.
what can we offer her?
Look at the things that have been done to me. What could you do that's worse than what she has done?
What could we do that's better? What would you have of us if you help us?
I mean,
Her
I was
eyes-
gonna say we could somehow like sending her dad and see if he'd come back here and talk to her because right there. But I like your plan.
Her eyes roll over to Artemisia and she says, oh, the bronze devil offers me compassion.
Yeah.
Have we heard
I'm
the
not
Bronze
her.
Devil story
If
out of curiosity?
If we had not killed Irony dead 20 years ago.
Probably you guys have it. Well, because Artemisia got most of it from Artemis and then from Skaha. And
We do know something because Stong knew something and he gave us cheat sheets. So we did know that you and Lilton have a kid. At least alternate you.
Ah, yes. How is my dear sweet sibling?
Let's not get off topic here.
You remind me so very much
Fane.
of her. Yes. She looks over at Stone.
I'm not sure if
Oh.
any of us can offer you a better life, or if any of us could restore your form. But maybe what we could offer you is a chance to strike back at those who did this to you.
There is no striking back, you fool. Ah, Stung, that Gecko is as foolish and slow-witted as ever.
Talk to him like that.
What are you going to do, lesser sister?
Artemisia,
He
don't let me yell
turns
this
at you with his
faster. Don't-
mouthful of
Actually, here's
teeth,
what I'm
like-
gonna do because Meyer Doug got Cecilia back at spell slot. So I'm gonna cast Charm Person.
Okay.
She has to make a Wisdom 18 saving throw.
All right.
Cecilia hates using this spell, so I think this is a really good moment to do it.
Fane does not have the ability that makes her immune to enchantment. So here we go.
Oh, dang.
What's your what's the
It's
DC?
18.
She just has advantage because she's
Mhm.
has Fey ancestry.
That's fair.
And it's a Wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
Okay. She sits up straight. A shudder passes through her, and then she looks down. She says, "Oh, mistress, you have come for me."
No, okay, yeah, sure. We're friends now. I'm your bestie, just like you always wanted.
I live
Where's-
to serve.
Where is she keeping Sarshan?
At the
Saw it
foot-
in my dreams.
At the foot of the high throne, I'm sure. Or the Crimson Wolf is on his way already. Has the sun risen yet?
No,
Uh,
this is super unhelpful, and I'm getting
when
very
time elapses, the Crimson Wolf will come to this place.
okay.
But I see that you have pacified it all. maybe that fate need not apply.
Okay, this isn't helping. She's just making nonsense words.
No. Tears start falling down her cheeks. I want to help you. Please let me help you.
And where is she keeping Sarshan?
At the foot of her throne, I am sure. At the foot of the throne.
So I think it sounds like
Up. She points toward the ceiling.
yeah. So Golden Raven
Upon the mount.
is on top of the astral dreadnought, her tower, and Sarshan is with her, and they're both like in her throne room.
And
I think
it's going to happen at dawn, but it might be the other night version. But if we go up there before dawn, then that doesn't matter.
I still think it is an entirely bad idea to go waltzing into a chronomancer's throne room. And I feel like she's just setting us up. I don't know. Can I tell if I actually have her charmed? Because
You
Cecilia
can,
definitely would think she was not maybe not
you
working.
can detect magic just by looking, right?
Yeah.
You can tell that there is a magical effect operating on Fane.
Ugh, but I feel like Cecilia is paranoid enough to not be 100% sure. I think she's definitely thinking she's getting set up here. But you all may be thinking Cecilia is incredibly paranoid at this point. But we don't have a better
I still
plan.
think we are getting set up. I'm just trying to figure out like if there's some way that we can get there without her, without directly going in.
Mhm.
I mean, we
Momentary
still,
distraction, perhaps.
yeah, but still using the distraction seems like a smart thing.
Fane is just weeping at this point, just crying.
Okay.
Stong offers her a sheet of his music to wipe her tears off with.
Okay, she does that. Hands it back to you. It's slightly bloody.
Just digitations it off back in.
Nice. Waste not, want not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So according to Regante, he's most likely in Dark Dance Manor. According to Fane, he's most likely up on top of the astral dreadnought. We're not
Regante-
actually sure how many Sartians are in this world, although Cecilia is definitely thinking there's a good Sarshan and possibly a bad Sarshan.
Regante says, honestly, if you think you can trust what she says, I go with what she says rather than what I say. Mine was just an educated guess.
I don't think we can trust what she says. We can't trust the one that's not mind controlled by a golden raven. Why would we trust this one?
Lazar says, because you mind controlled her?
I'm not sure I did. I'm not sure it's me. It could be
I-
somebody else.
I think you did. And I am, well.
You want me to be dead too, so I don't know if I should trust you.
Aaron, I
No,
feel like that was the perfect time
no.
for your accordion playing.
I took it inside.
Oh.
Lazar stands up and he slaps his hand on the table. He says, no. Cecilia, I do not want you dead. I have never wanted you dead. Do not say such a thing to me.
Okay, don't lie to me. I am sure that it has
I
crossed your
am
mind.
not lying. Yes, I might have wanted your friends dead because they were in the way, but not you. I care about you.
You have a very funny way of showing it. Okay, if we're gonna take it to
Yes, he can't really argue.
we're gonna take it to the astral dreadnought.
So part of me feels like we could maybe assault like some of the other places that she cares about. Have some other people maybe here at this mansion do that while we go to the Golden Raven's tower.
Yeah.
Another part of me wonders if we can trust this Fane enough in order to lead us to some like side passages or something.
Regante says, if you want our help, you wish us to sell our lives for your scheme, I'm going to need some guarantees.
What kind?
Well, your powerful heroes from another time and place, perhaps you could kill this golden raven.
I mean, I'm sure we'd love to. But-
Yeah.
Dong says,
That is
I don't know
definitely-
if I'm strong enough. And he sort of like scratches the back of his neck.
That's on our to-do list.
Fane has stopped weeping and is looking over at Regante like,
I feel like
He's
in this
obviously
moment,
got a few problems.
yeah, sounds like. I think in this moment, Cecilia's like, first of all, yes, absolutely, wonderful plan, definitely, because it does occur in the back of her mind that even if they save Sarshan, what is stopping this woman from coming right back? What is stopping this creature from popping right back in and being like, yeah, no, because she did it the first time. And then also, she was in her banishment space that is punishable by death. And also, she's kind of like, maybe we just say yes. Maybe we just say yes. And then we try and maybe it'll be fine. But that's a terrible thing. And I think she is not so far gone that she doesn't recognize that that would be pretty shitty. So I think what she's going to tell Regante is, to the best of our ability, we're ready to fight her,
Okay,
but we're not really here, so we can try, but we're weak.
Who is the
Because-
strongest among you, Regante?
that is a good question. I still have a certain amount of strength from my old days. Riggin is quite strong. And of course, and then you hear voices from the hallway, and Rogar has come back with a little pail of water.
Oh, thank
And
goodness.
with him is Skaha.
Oh.
She says,
Armisha's going over by Cecilia.
Oh.
I see.
So the problem is if any of us take any damage, get sent back to our Westgate. But perhaps what we could do is assist the strongest among you in killing this golden raven. You would have to be the vanguard.
Brigante nods. So, suicide task. A quest that we shall never return from.
Why don't you just leave this place?
Leave this place.
Listen, I don't want to crap on your city, but this is bad. I don't even know where you're getting food from at this point.
You think we haven't tried to leave this place?
I mean, you're still here, so that was my first guess.
Skaha points out, it is the mists that are entrapping us here.
The mists, the one in the road?
Yes, and the great barrier of mists that surrounds the city.
So this is one of those cases where maybe me as a player might know some things or might guess at some things, but how much do our characters know in game? What kind of, could we do some sort of general
Stop,
knowledge
make an
roll?
Arcana check.
Okay.
Bardic knowledge, baby.
Because
Do you hear a story about some mists that rolled in some places?
the orcs love talking about stories about mist. Oh, 8.
Oh no.
No, not
Have
really.
Did you guys ever hear any stories about mist growing up?
Can any of us?
Maybe horror stories.
Can any of us make a spooky?
They were
Can any of
spooky.
us make a spooky story roll?
Sure,
Is it Arcana?
sure, yeah.
20!
Nice. Nice.
Okay,
Oh, well, that's
okay,
a
because
good.
DC was really high. This is a pretty obscure
awesome.
thing.
I did not expect that to happen. I'm very delighted.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
imagine that you said that and Cecilia went, oh no.
What did you get?
I rolled a
Rhiannon?
natural 20 with
Yeah,
a plus
I saw
5,
that.
so a
What-
25.
Rhiannon,
Nice.
what did Artemisia get?
Sorry.
Armisha got 10.
I
Okay.
heard Aaron. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. No worries. So Artemisia hasn't heard of anything like this, but Cecilia, on the other hand, you have heard a story. Now, I will let you tell me where you heard this story and what you heard. Go.
Sneaking out spooky apprentice stories. So Cecilia thinks back as a, let's say, tween. This feels like a tween thing. Sneaking out and maybe a little older because they might be swapping some jeweled and telling spooky stories. And one of the kids, let's say Clement, her friend Clement, whose mother is a powerful witch, tells this story about this village that just disappeared off the map after the Berserker Lodge murdered a bunch of people or something. In fact, in the story, like, they're all zombies. And then there's these mists. And if you go to that place and you go through the mist, you'll find the village again. And it's full of zombies. But you're actually in another world and you can't get back out. And I'm thinking that's probably reasonable, like, Ravenloft knowledge for a random kid in Rashemi to have Rashomon to like passed on. But
Yep.
give me some more details if I'm not hitting the right beats.
No, that sounds about right.
So as you say that to the rest of
And
us,
Dark Lord. I know the word Dark Lord, I think. Because that sounds like something that would stick in a kid's spooky story.
yeah, totally.
A
But
great
as you
and powerful
say that,
figure of terrible, irredeemable evil that the world is centered around.
I think Stong wants to wonder out loud, like, you know, he's generally heard of, you know, these sort of things also, so you help jog his memory, and he kind of asks, like, do you think that means that this might not actually be an actual alternate Westgate? Like, we're not actually in, like, a completely separate timeline, but rather we're in one of these dimensions
Dreadful
of the Dark
domains?
Lord. Yeah, Dread Domain, yeah.
We like Dread Domain better.
Or amongst the doors. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I mean, just, does that mean she might not be a chronomancer after all, but she's
I
just
don't know.
presenting that?
Oh.
But all
'Cause
the dreams or the visions that we saw of what Sarshan had been through.
But in
Can
these
we-
dread domains, like, they do loop, right? Like,
That's in the story. Like, it's just the same battle over and over. And the leader of the Fang just makes the same mistakes over and over again.
so maybe she
Do you
doesn't
think
have.
that's the thing?
Well, that's encouraging, Regante says.
Would you know if you were in? Oh, weird. So Cecilia's suddenly like, are all these people like ghosts?
So
We
if
might-
they're around some evil, what's that evil? It's the Golden Raven?
It's the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord. This in the story, anyway, the world forms around that Dark Lord and their flaw, the thing that makes them, you know, make a terrible mistake, a terrible sin, and it just they sort of curl around it and everything builds around it and just feeds back in. We're just like stuck in someone's nightmare.
Or in like the Golden Raven's hell, her personal hell.
What's a hell?
Exactly.
Hells? Oh.
Yeah, like that. Like
Thane cackles. Yes. What's a hell, Stong? Can you tell us?
He's like,
Place
I
with
think in
no
his head,
God.
he's like, how does this Fade know those things? But he sort of just scratches the back of his neck and he says, I've heard I understand a thing or two about hells.
if that's the case, can we even beat her? I mean, if this world only exists because it's anchored around her, but she could leave. Is that how it works? The Fang leader couldn't leave. I mean, okay,
What-
to be
what
fair,
if
I never
she
went
came-
to this village. I was definitely not allowed.
What if
Yes,
she
you were
came
not, Lazar says.
to somebody else's? What if this isn't hers? She's just like hijacking it. Because
Whoa.
what does she have to do with Westgate? Why would that be something that she would?
My
A mistake.
mistress is the mistress of all she surveys, Fane says.
Sounds like it.
Cecilia like glances back at the door, like, okay.
And Fane looked like Sturge, so maybe it wasn't really her in our world. Maybe it was someone who looked like her or something.
I mean, it sounds like she has a
yeah.
tragic backstory waiting to be uncovered.
It does.
Sturge
Maybe we can-
evaporated like a dream.
What? Hold up.
Huh.
Did you get rid of our Sturge?
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna blast
What else
her.
was I
I'm
going
gonna
to
blast
do?
her. I mean,
All right, go ahead.
I don't know.
You
If
can't
anybody
really
stop her
miss.
from blasting her.
So
Probably
just go
shouldn't
ahead and roll
blast
some
her.
damage.
I'm not
Is this not
Well, I
lethal
mean-
or is this lethal?
close enough to.
Artemisia probably wouldn't like put herself in front of it, but she would be like, Cecilia.
Do you like grab her wrist?
Yeah.
That's the level of stop I think Cecilia needs right now.
Okay.
Okay. So we lost Sturge.
Each of
But-
you will die, Fane says, one by one, as
Okay.
my mistress commands.
Okay, now I'm gonna look at Artemisia like, come on, please.
So you're doing your spell on her. Tell her to shut up.
Ooh, that's a good point. Hey, Fane, shut it.
Yes, mistress.
Okay, that worked. Wait, does that mean I'm gonna mess everybody up? Because I like that theory. Okay.
Fane's looking increasingly out of it. Lazar
So
says,
we're
well, if she
potentially-
did him some harm, he is probably just awakened in the prime world that we left. Unless his spirit was trapped here in some way.
oh good lord. Which we could really
folktale nonsense. I'm sure it's simply another plane like any other.
we could really use a sneaky person.
Yeah. Also, could Stan make some sort of like another check to see if he remembers any rules about dreadlords or like what he knows about dreadlords and their relationship to their domains?
No, not really.
Okay.
You already made the check and you didn't
Yeah,
really
that's
have any
cool.
information. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Zar says, well, I can tell that the spell is starting to expire soon.
How soon?
A little over an hour, I think. And once it is done, then
Okay, and we don't know how to get back.
I mean, then it is over. So if you want to move quickly, you should wait. They already know the truth, don't they?
Okay, we get stuck here if the spell ends. So if we don't find a way to get back home, we have to stay.
Well, we
If
can
we-
just hurt ourselves or something, right?
No. When the spell ends, we're here. It doesn't suck us back the way I thought it did.
Yeah, check the back of the cheat sheet. I wrote that down in the bottom right.
So,
Skaha says, so you have an easy way to escape. Well, you
Yeah, but
have to
we-
go then.
we have things to do here.
Not
but,
without
but
Sashi.
right before it runs out, I think that we should.
Well, but that's the thing. We can't take Sarshan back with us. So we have to
I will
figure
help
out-
you, Skaha says.
You guys looking
Okay.
between her and he's like, oh, they're like talking to each other and not fighting. And hope is.
If you capture him, I might be able to send him to another place.
What does that mean?
I know magic allowing me to shift to other places.
Gonna need you to be more specific about a place because at least in the other world, you don't like him. And so if you bop him over to the plane of fire and say, oh, it's another place, I'm not gonna be happy about that.
I will send him wherever you wish.
Okay, I don't see a
Let
wiggle
me
room
do
in that.
this for you. Please.
Artemisia's gonna lean over to Cecilia and be like, this one seems a little different because of everything that's happened. I think maybe we can trust her a little bit more.
Maybe. But it doesn't matter because I'm not gonna get you guys stuck here if you don't want to. I already dragged you here.
As long as we're together, we'll find a way. We'll find a way back, but we're not going to abandon you, and we're not going to abandon Sarshan. Well, I won't.
Stog's like,
I have a child back in Westgate. So he's basically like, I don't know, torn.
well, we have an hour.
Yeah,
So let's figure out, can Lazar tell when the spell's about to end? Or is it like, oh, it's done?
Yeah, he can tell.
Okay, so let's wait till it
Says-
ends.
If we're going to confront her, we should go in about an hour.
Okay, so we're gonna go confront her. Let's hope that goes well.
Okay, on that note, let's take our break. Yang Yang, queue us up for 10 minutes.
Okay.
All right, during the break, if you were the Dark Lord of your own private domain of dread, what would it be like?
Okay.
What are your deep psychological issues, and how can we be
Yes.
trapping
What is
you?
what is your great sin or great
Tell
regret?
us,
Yeah.
tell us. Also, just FYI, there was a poll that went up in the chat,
Yeah.
and they asked who the audience thinks the Golden Raven is, and the
Oh,
top
it's
choice
Elena.
was some lady with 6 votes.
Some lady.
Yeah.
She's a lady.
Good job.
Perfect. Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yeah.
All right, don't go away. We'll be right back to the second part of tonight's adventure. Okay, so some time has passed and plans have been formulated. Players will be able to surprise me a little bit with what exactly their plans are going to be. But first of all, we're going to start in Dark Dance Manor. So we cut to Dark Dance Manor in the actual realms, and Skaha nods as Sturge finishes his tale. And she says, so this dark world, this is a place that you would wish to return to.
Oh, yes. I would like to help my friends.
Immediately?
Yes.
Milton goes, I'm not sure that's the best idea. If it is as you describe it, then you escaping this world is probably the best outcome imaginable.
Why do you think that?
I know of many things, many dark and terrible things beyond easy comprehension.
Well, one thing I know is that it's very easy to return from there. All you need to do is bump your head and you're back.
You were only there as a dream. If you were there as yourself, it might be harder to return.
Oh, are you suggesting we go there as ourselves?
Skaha says, well, yes,
And how would we return?
with my magic. And Lilton says, really, I don't think you should do that. And she says, you sacrificed any chance that you had to have any say in anything I or any of my family do long ago. And Lilton goes, very well. I will not bind you.
What guarantee? I had some guarantee going there with the blue veil that I could return anytime I wanted. I have no such guarantee if I go this mysterious other way with you.
Skaha nods and she says, well, I will use my magic to send us there.
Are you coming with?
I have to in order to operate my magic.
What is the how do we get back? How do I know I can get back even if you perish?
I'll
there?
use the same spell. You better not let me perish then.
So 2 Skahas together. That's going to be interesting.
Was there another one? over
Technically, neither of you have seen her, though.
That's right.
right.
Emily, as an aside, oh, that would be interesting.
That was more to remind Sturge.
Do I need to stay close to you? Do we need to stay close to you then?
No, you will physically be there. Although, if you want me to take you back, you'll need to not venture too far away, I suppose.
In view.
Not necessarily. I just need to know where you are.
I suppose you'll know where I am. Okay.
Okay, so the two of them start trading interesting anecdotes about magic and like the theory of walking between the planes. And what she is describing is the plane shift spell.
And Mirren, is she coming?
Mirren says, well, I could come along as well. And both Skaha and Lilton look at her like, no. Mirren's like, what? Why not? And Lilton says, the city would fall apart without you.
Someone needs to
Skaha
stay
says,
and
I
watch
don't
over.
trust you.
Someone needs to stay and watch over everyone's bodies.
True.
Oh, I suppose that's true, Mirren says.
You know, unless otherwise some unscrupulous necromancer might come in and take advantage of.
I'm so glad Caleb is our friend.
Everyone looks at Caleb like, yes,
Theoretically, it could happen.
Thinking is
precisely
not
what I was
doing.
thinking, Wilson says.
All right. Well, let's do it then.
Besides, Mirren, you'll need to stay here to make sure I don't take advantage of their sleeping bodies.
Oh man.
And the room
Let's
goes
just-
dead
Let's
silent.
just move on.
Skaha says, yes, I'm not taking him with us.
Oh, Milton is not coming.
Ugh.
All right.
They do
I would-
hold person
why-
on Milton.
Why would you want him to come?
Could you just do hold person
Yes.
on Milton? Just to like.
Nah, he'll shrug it off.
You won't be able to maintain it when you're outside the plane. Anyway. So she says, we are agreed then?
Agreed.
All right, make your preparations.
Very nice.
We will leave in an hour, unless you need more time.
Go at any time.
Very well. I have a few words to share with our golden friend here, and after that, we can be on our way. Right. So, back in darkest Westgate.
I did want to share when they were talking about the dread domains and the mists. Rogar heard the rumor as a dwarf that, you know, when he was grown up being told tales in the temple of, you know, towns surrounded by mist, and the way that you escaped was by finding love. And so, as particularly one, like, he heard of this town Brigadoon that was lost in the mists.
Oh, oh,
And of course, in the temple, they taught us that love was what would free you from this terrible place. So he almost suggested it, but then he thought maybe he should.
Oh,
I feel like at this
what-
point, this is
what a
Rogar's
tale.
suggestion for all problems. The door is squeaking. Have you tried love?
All right, so
It's right a lot, so
I have positioned everybody near the alley where they came out from hiding in the city. So, Mirabelle and Leithaka have both come with you, and I'm gonna put Skaha on the map too in a second. And Leithaka is talking with Rogar, and she says, "Really? You think you can do something about that chain?"
What did we do with Thane?
Good
What did you do with
question.
Fame?
Good question.
Yeah, we could have left her tied up, sleeping peacefully.
Second question: was Roomba still alive in the thing? Because maybe we could just set Roomba on guard for.
You didn't find Roomba anywhere.
Oh, that's sad.
Would it be morally wrong to give her to the teens and be like, do something with this?
It depends. How evil do you think they are?
Well, see, I don't know. And therefore, I feel like it's off my conscience. But,
Let me ask you this other question.
but the
you
question is, would anybody let me do that?
do you want to take any of the others with you?
Do we have Lithaka and Mirabelle?
Yeah, Lithaka and Mirabelle are coming along. Lithaka came along because, she's the most trustworthy of you, and Mirabelle came along for unknown reasons.
Rogar's torn, so he wouldn't invite Riggin, but if like Ragante suggested that we take Riggin or something like that, he wouldn't say no. So.
I think this is probably same thing. Like, I think this is probably good, but also I don't know that I have any kind of like. Is Riggin packing a melt golden raven spell? Then I would like Riggin to come. But I feel like they're all little teens, and so therefore sending them off to do something else like handle Fane might be a good idea.
Aye.
But
And Rogar wasn't present for much of your conversation because he was fetching water. So if you had suggested, that we try to free the dreadnought or whatever, or melting stone, that he might have invited Riggin, just because Riggin might have that same stone.
I mean, you
Melting
can ask him
spell.
before you invite him.
let's ask Riggin before we go anywhere. Does Riggin have what is the spell actually
Shape
called?
stone.
Shape stone. I was
Stone-
like
stone shape.
melt
Stone shape.
stone. Turn stone into nothing. Does he have that spell?
Riggin says, well, in
Stone shape.
fact, I am a druid.
I don't know
Oh.
what that means.
That means yes.
Okay. Can we send some of him with some of the other teams to go melt the stone around one of those chains?
That
Yeah.
sounds like it. I mean, Artemis had magic too, but I feel like Artemisia would be protective. But if there was like some group, because we're going towards danger, if there was some group that was going to like do one of the chains, she might.
I also am not sure what Cecilia thinks people in this world are, because I think her understanding of the other thing is, oh no, they're like ghosts. And so she's a little like, I don't know if these are real people. But I don't know if she would tell you guys that, since you're all very attached to the small versions of yourselves. But she's definitely looking at Lithaka like,
Yeah, didn't we also send off Calith's kid to Dark Dance Manor?
By the way, Caleb, you got a
control
kid
the-
in this world. She's a lot.
Also,
Wait, Caleb has a kid.
necromancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
was the dad?
Let's just move on. you might have had a kid with Caleb, with Aiden in this world.
Aiden. Oh,
Vamos.
She's a very Vamos child. Listen. This is kind of the universe of bad choices. Artemisia had a kid with Lilton. Stong apparently turned into a devil. Rogar and Cecilia are dead. So,
Wait, what?
Well, and then Artemisia killed like half the city.
that too. See, bad choices.
Hey,
It's telling
hey,
that
don't
my
sell
first
yourself
reaction-
short. You killed more than half the city.
Oh well then.
Yeah.
This is saying something about Cecilia that I'm like, Artemisia slept with Lilton. Also, I guess she turned into a dragon and murdered a bunch of people, but
And
she had a
even
baby
did
with
Lilton.
Lilton.
Yeah.
Like when she took in the story, she's like, "Well, at least Lilton went down too," and now she's like, "No."
Can Caleb like switch choices? Can she be the one who killed half the city instead?
No, it has to be a bad choice for. Ooh, is this all of our dread domains?
Okay, so
Caleb would raise half
That
the
wasn't
city
a
after.
no.
Wait, so what I'm hearing is there are bodies around?
Mhm.
This whole
So-
city
There's a
is bodies,
necromancer army.
basically.
Undead army.
So my understanding of the plan is that you're going to send some people to free the dreadnought and some people to find and rescue Sarshan. Yes? Okay. Who are
Hopefully-
you
What,
sending to
Kayla's
each
kid.
task?
And Kayla's kid to take over the undead army and create a big distraction.
Yeah, you sent Therian to investigate Dark Dance Manor. So, and she has not returned yet.
She's probably like ordering some zombies around.
Yeah, she's fine.
So at least
She
Artemis
has your
and Reagan-
nose, and I think your sense of like necromantic power.
Artemis and Reagan.
Artemis did
towards-
tag along.
So send them on
She's
the
like-
other task.
She's like, well, somebody's got to protect the kids.
So just melt the rock and get out of there. Do we have anything we can give them to help them get out of there? Does any of our stuff, like, can we hand over stuff even?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
Like, we're dream people. I don't know. If we hand them things, are they just dream things? Is it just like, I feel like at one point I had a ring of teleportation or something.
Lazar says, yes,
Well-
what you brought with you into the dream world will still function.
Bane wiped her tears with music sheet. So
And she
There
bled
you
all
go.
over your music sheet.
I mean, Rogar has his helm of teleportation. He could give it to Regan. But
I have a wand of paralysis that has brought me nothing but headaches. I will get what?
Aren't Rogar and Reagan both on team?
Oh, are you gonna go do
Loose
the melting
chain?
stone too? Because then you can grab him and teleport him.
There you go. That would be good.
aye, okay. I'll be on B
Do
team.
we have like a sending? You're on Team Chaos, buddy. That's what you're on.
Team Chaos?
Stong has sending.
I don't know.
So if we do have to get the heck out. Oh, you need a long rest, don't you?
But maybe we
Or-
can communicate another way.
Well, what about, like, we've got Mitzi. I mean, she'd have to, like, fly between things, but if you have no other way of passing messages, she
Okay,
could
we could
be,
just,
like,
like,
carrier pigeons.
Set the tower on fire or the astral dreadnought?
Yeah, or
Because
send,
you'll
like,
be
a
able to
firework
see
into
that
the
from
sky.
anywhere.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, if I fling some eldritch blasts off the side, that means smack yourself and go home. Teleport the kids to
Alright.
safety, smack yourself, go home.
Okay.
Seem like a reasonable
Leithaka raises her hand and she says, well, Mirabelle and I can communicate with one another. And Mirabelle looks at her like, and Leithaka says, what? They were going to find out eventually anyway.
I kind of
Well,
want to
you two-
insight check these two because
There
I
you
think
go.
they're dating.
Also, are you okay splitting up?
Yeah, go ahead and make an insight check.
Because I don't want to
Not that
break you
that's-
two up.
Any of my business. I only rolled an 11.
Oh, I forgot to ask, how old is Kayla's kid?
Unclear.
How old does she look?
Teenager.
16.
She's a necromancer already?
You said blade
Jealous.
singer.
Start younger and younger.
No, see, technically, we're just kind of
No.
encouraging her to seize her dreams and help us.
Yeah, follow your
Mirabelle
legacy.
says, I am not letting you go off with him. And Leithaka says, all right, well, I will go on the other team then, and you can stay with him. And Mirabelle says, I don't want to stay with...
Where are you here, Mirabelle?
She says, because it...
Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna pull Mirabelle aside. I'm gonna give her Andy Cece talk. Be like, listen, you're clearly upset about some things, but unless you can say what you want, nobody's gonna guess. That is the reality of life. That
Okay.
people are not going to guess your feelings and help you out. You need to tell them. You need to take off your little mask and say what's up.
You're
Trust
right.
me.
You're right. Honesty is one of the best virtues.
And it's
true.
the worst, to be clear. It's awful, and you should really decide if you want to do it. But clearly, something is bugging you.
That sounds like something Leithaka would have said. Anyway, yes, I should just be honest. Father always told me to be honest about my feelings.
Yeah, he's big on that. It's probably a good thing.
Right.
Okay, it's good we had this talk. Pat, pat.
That's easy. Ah. All right. She heads over and she says, Stong?
Stong turns to her and he says, "Oh, for you. Feel comfortable talking to me now?
Well, only because we're, about to die probably. But you're not a devil, are you?
Stong laughs. He says, no, I don't think so. At least not yet. Wink.
That's a relief. Well, last time I saw you, it was dicey, and I don't blame you,
Stong is going to put a hand on Mirabel's shoulder, and he's going to say, look, I know this is really confusing for you, because it's really confusing for me too, but I'm not really your adopted father. I'm more like a...
So you are a devil. She puts her hand to her circle.
Said, no. I'm more like maybe like a twin brother that you didn't know he had. Like a long lost uncle, perhaps. In some ways, this is better. Because it means that you get a fresh chance, a new start.
You don't have to talk to me like I'm a child, Father. I know about people from alternate planes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I'm just used to talking to the baby version of me. But
Father, I'm 18 years old.
I mean, I think that if your adopted dad feels the same way that I do, I look at you and I see how well you argue, and I admire how well you took out that lich. You would be
That was
so
pretty
proud.
awesome, wasn't it?
Was. You have a chance to really be a hero. Do something great for Lithaka and the rest of these people here. Don't be afraid.
You like her, right? I mean, not that I care about what you think. Just she tried to cheat you out of those blankets that one time, and I thought you might hold a grudge.
No, it was an investment.
Oh, well, she put together a tidy little business until the city was destroyed.
I know.
The economy
proud of her
collapsed.
too.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
maybe after all this is over, 3 of us can go and have some chili snails. Invite her over for dinner, and can, I can get to know her a little better.
Oh. We do already sleep in the same bed. You're okay with that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway, fine. Let's
you're an
do
adult,
this.
Mirabel.
Probably gonna die thing, so it'll be fine.
Her
Her tail
says-
is like.
So like before she goes, he says, look, like I just want you to understand though, like I'm not actually your adopted dad, and whatever relationship we have will be new. But at the same time, whatever happens, take care of yourself. Stay safe. And even though he became a devil, I know he loved you very much, because I love my Mirabel very much. And then he hands her like this thing in a bundle. And when she opens it, it's like a little tiny knife with like little dinosaurs carved into the handle. Blue and pastel yellow. On the handle on the bottom, there are runes that are carved in that translate to read its first shiv.
Oh.
Thunder beasts are my favorite.
Yeah.
All right, she sticks that in her belt. All right, let's go do this. Mirabel is inspired. Okay, so, all right. So it looks like Riggin and Rogar, and then either Mirabel or Lethaka should be on that team.
Hey, thanks for the gift sub, Original Langston.
Hey, nice.
Thank you.
Who else do you want to send on that team?
I
He's
mean,
not is
Artemisia was suggesting Artemis.
Okay. Yep. Mm-hmm. They come strolling past. Yep. Send me with the team that's more likely to survive. Perfect.
Owen does not get to come with us. They're very negative. Also, like, Artemisia,
What?
they're very. It's weird seeing a combo of you and Milton that's quite that balanced.
They're not anything like Vulcan.
All right, just the three of them, or you want to send? Do you want to send Leithaka, or do you want to send Mirabelle with them?
We don't really know what their skills are. Is one of them more a better like lookout for the ground team, or maybe
Leithaka's like, yeah, I'm a pretty good lookout. I'll go with them.
okay. So we'll keep Mirabelle. If anybody has mass fly, they should be on the sky team. Just gonna say, in case that's a secret that's gonna come out. But I'm guessing
Lazar
since
says,
they're all teen babies.
It seems so pedestrian, but you know, perhaps.
Okay.
There
We
was a-
have,
we
hold
were-
up. We have some resources.
Stong's gonna burn his last 4th level slot and summon the Pegasus.
Yeah, I was thinking. And Artemisia can take care of herself because of telekinesis.
Okay. Yeah, the Pegasus appears, but it is notably darker than before.
Ah.
Like, it has black fur and its eyes are slightly red.
Goth Pegasus.
Oh god.
And it
This is a look.
Gothicus.
paces about listlessly.
Just like on a Hot Topic shirt.
I think Cecilia is like gonna wanna try to do this on her own enough to cast Tasha's or otherworldly guys and fly herself up. Ooh, she's gonna do the upper planes version, so her wings are dripping blood.
Because that's the upper planes version. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Life. Yeah.
Sweet.
Upper
sweet.
planes is life because they skinned it for the heart of the piercing, right? So it's
Yep,
it's life and death. So blood and frost. So yeah, the upper planes version is life-giving blood dripping off of her, you know, black wings, which she did first. She did raven wings first. So
Skaha puts out her hands, and green energy flares in her palms, and wind whirls around her, and then lifts her up into the air.
I'm also gonna, while I'm at it, summon my pack blade and cast armor of Agathis. Actually, if I have Sarshan's pack blade, does it give me any sense if he's nearby? Is it like a dog? It's like.
No, but it's reassuring to hold it.
Okay, I'll make it look like his, and then I do rather fight with the axe, but
Oh,
but it is nice to see it's not gone out.
wait, pause. Okay.
Oh yeah,
So Roger has locate person, right?
right.
So maybe we should swap members of the team because he could actually find Sarshan in the castle.
That is
Hey.
a good point. He can melt stone,
I
which
mean,
is
if
handy.
you want to melt stone, like totally fine. But I'm just, saying.
What do you want to
Do
do?
you want
Yeah, what
to
do you wanna
cast
do?
your spell again, Roger?
I know, happy to do that. I was just the same thing. And maybe he's going to be chained to a wall, and I can still melt stone to free him or something.
Hey,
Yeah,
that would
never
be
know.
handy.
Whole castle to melt.
We could get up there like balls. Everything is stone. Where's
Yeah.
Rogar?
So you want to take Rogar on your team? All right.
So I guess then Stong will swap and go to Team Pain.
Do we have enough fly magic to, or
We can borrow the Pegasus without Stong, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, and the Pegasus and Stong can telepathically communicate.
Oh, that's
Oh.
very handy.
So we have a lot of options.
All right.
All right, so Team Chain makes their way over to the chain to attempt to break the chain.
So is Rogar's riding the Pegasus or Stone?
You're
Okay.
If you
riding the
want the
Pegasus
Pegasus,
with Lazar, and that way we can talk to you. Because I
Okay.
can talk to the Pegasus, right? Does it count as an animal?
I think it technically is like a fiend. Let
Okay,
me look.
but I'm just gonna say,
It is
freely
actually
can
a
talk
chain.
to it freely can talk to Zuni. So there's precedence.
Hmm.
Might
It
be
can
other
understand
people's-
you because it has,
Okay.
it's intelligent.
Right, but the thing is, like, if you tell us, like, oh no, they've all come down here and they're attacking us, we won't understand the
Ah.
Pegasus. But if I can talk to the Pegasus because it's kind of an animal, then
Yeah, you can talk to the Pegasus.
okay.
Pegasus seems to understand you, whatever you're saying.
But can it
whatever
talk back
language
to
you're
me?
speaking.
That's the question. Can it talk back to me? Can I use
Maybe.
beast speech to? Let's assess this first before we go, so we know what we're doing. Sup, Pegasus?
It nods.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Okay,
Okay, I see a problem with our plan.
so maybe
We can pass messages to you.
yeah, and then maybe it could either be like some big signal in the sky, or the Pegasus can stomp its foot 3 times on the ground, quick succession, and that
Okay.
means we are effed.
All right, got that? Does the Pegasus got that?
It nods.
Okay. Personally, I think your Pegasus is just a little stuck up, but I'll take your word
Pegasus
for it
looks
that
over
it's a
at
different
Stong.
being.
Is
Eyes
going through
glittering
a
red.
dark phase.
Do you okay? So part of this too is that that Rogar had the teleportation helm. Do you need to give that to Riggin, or are you guys okay without having a quick out? Do we need the quick out?
I think you guys
I-
probably need to quick out more than
Okay.
us.
That's
Well,
true. And you know what?
Skaha
If it
says,
goes
well,
real
you
bad,
have me. So
okay.
I mean, we're
Cecilia's-
gonna like out by like smacking ourselves anyway.
Right.
So.
So Cecilia's gonna like go to Lithaka and be like, listen, if he disappears, you get out. You get out fast. Because if he disappears, we had to take out Lazar because things got bad.
okay,
So that's
he's
the signal
definitely
anyway.
the strongest one anyway. So that was already going to be my plan. But I like your confirmation.
Smart kid. All right. Take care of yourself.
I will. You take care of yourself. Even if you're just a dream, it's nice to have you here.
You are way too much sturge in you now. You are way sturgy.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
I mean, I don't know. Some lady, apparently.
Apparently. All right, so Team Flight is gonna fly up toward the astral dreadnought. Okay. So let's start.
Don't wait for your signal before we break the chain. Do it.
Okay, so let's.
Oh, we're
start-
signaling you to break the chain. I figured you were just going to start on that.
Let's start really
That's probably a good
briefly with
idea.
Team Chain. So Lethaka leads you through the twisting corridor like streets. The city seems to be really close together, like all the buildings are almost rammed together, creating this kind of labyrinth of alleyways and passages. But Lethaka seems to know it pretty well. And she leads you to the chain, which you hear before you see it. This great clanking silvery metal chain. The links are at least 5 feet wide. It's huge. Like you could stand on it. You could probably climb up the chain if you wanted to.
Okay. I think Stong wants to go over and like examine what is actually fastening the chain to the ground.
It is stuck in a massive spike that is stabbing into the ground. And the spike is about 10 feet in diameter at the top.
Okay. Can he identify what sort of metal it is?
Yes. Go ahead and make just an intelligence check or an investigation check if you prefer.
Sure, let's do investigation. Oh, it's
Oh,
20.
okay. It is adamantine.
Oh, darn.
Yeah. Strong. Riggin says, the strongest metal known to the surface world.
So,
I've heard tales from my kin that live below ground of stronger metals, but I've never seen any.
So Stong tells the kids, he says, okay, whichever of you has like the best stealth and the best eyesight, you climb to the top of one of these buildings and keep a lookout while the rest of us figure out what to do about this.
Artemis is like, well, I guess, and Lethak is already climbing up the side of the building.
Sorry, Artie. Looks like you lost out.
Oh, no, come back.
Oh, so Artie, what can you do?
Just looking at her nails. Huh? What?
I mean, do you have any special skills, or do you take after your mom or dad in certain magical ways?
That's an interesting question. Do you know anything about my mother and father?
I know your mother way better than your father.
Well, that's good. That's good. Mostly I tell stories. I know things. Share lore. Things like that. I have a way of learning things that others didn't want me to know.
Oh, come over here. Look at this adamantine. Have you seen it before? Do you happen to know its weaknesses?
Curious. All right. She goes to inspect it.
Stong is going to inspire her.
Okay.
She just wanted to be appreciated.
And then he's going to go to Riggin and he's going to say, so I hear you are a druid and you have some ability to the earth.
Yes. Yeah. I can shape the earth with my will. It's true.
Perhaps if you can weaken the earth around the spike, I can certainly help you with that too. And then be able to extract it when the time is necessary.
Okay. So, Artie has started casting a spell, performing a ritual, basically, regarding the spike and the chain. And Riggin's like, oh, this is what she does. It takes her a while, though.
13 to try to identify what the spell is.
It is a higher level spell than that would allow you to identify.
Stong is impressed.
Finally, when the spell is finished, Artie gets this kind of glazed look on their face and says, a deep wound stabbing into the earth, put here by a foul mistress in time long ago. Only the pure of heart and the pure of deed can strike a blow that will sever this chain and restore our land.
Oh,
And
God.
She kind of shakes it off.
Stong thinks about himself, shakes his head, thinks about Sturge, shakes his head, thinks about Calith, shakes his head. He thinks about Cecilia, shakes his head. He saw what she just did to Fane. Thinks about Rogar's like, And then thinks about Artemisia, and he's like,
Artie says, well, if we need someone pure of heart, I think we're in trouble.
Interesting.
And Riggin goes like,
Well, I feel like nominating yourself is
what exactly does that mean?
Could we
Artie's like, I
have
don't
someone
know.
else's heart?
Oh, okay.
Can you repeat that? You broke up.
What if you have someone else's heart?
Aw.
Yeah, I
I
don't know
don't
if
think
Regan
she
is-
meant that in the all way. I think she meant that in the you way.
Yeah, it's like Caleb and Rogar is like both of them ask if both of them ask that question, it means very different things.
She's beating on it with a pure heart.
Oh look, it just comes out of the ground. Oh, it's so easy.
Riggins like, is it like a physical measure or like a metaphysical measure?
We could try it both ways, just to cover all our bases.
Because
Metaphysical.
and Artie says, look, we know you and Therian haven't gone that far. And Riggins like, no, I don't want to talk about this. This is not really my thing. And Artie's like, sure it isn't.
You know, Artie, you shouldn't make fun of him because he's really useful right now because of his shyness.
It's not shyness, Artie says. That's not a thing for him. And Regan says, look, I don't. And Artie's like, all right, fine. You know, it's his story to tell, not mine.
I love that you're like, we're gonna go do a thing, and these kids are like, actually, can I tell you about my problems? Sorry, teenager.
Oh, no. Yeah.
All right. So, meanwhile, the team flight is headed up toward the top of the astral dreadnought.
Before we do take off, Cecilia will not let Lazar cast a fly spell on her, but she might allow for somebody to cast some kind of invisibility because we don't really want to be like going up to the door like we're the welcome wagon. I don't know if anybody has that, but it just occurred to me. Nope. Okay, cool.
What?
Just checking.
Sturgeon's
Skaha
gone.
says, well, I can render you invisible if you wish.
Seems like a good idea. Unless you're going to tell me that the Golden Raven can't see people or hear them or sense them in some other fashion.
I suspect that she will know that we are coming.
Ugh, this plan is so frustrating.
Well, that's why there's the distraction, Lazara says jauntily.
Should we just tell them to do it now? Should I just send off the blast? She's asking you guys.
I mean, as we approach, yeah, I mean, that would be when the distraction would be most needed, I would think.
I feel like we don't want her to see us even a little.
Okay, so let me just do some preparations. So as the wind is passing through your hair as you're flying up there.
Hey, welcome, Raiders.
Hey!
Awesome.
Crit Force 1 is raiding with a party of 10.
Welcome!
What great timing.
We get advantage when there's raiders, right?
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, no, you
Wait, I think it's that we roll automatic crits, isn't it that?
Plus 3
That
weapons.
feels right. Plus 3 weapons right from the sky.
Yeah.
That's it.
Gotta love the optimism.
It's not optimism. It's flat out lying.
It is. Okay. Roll 20. Why are you not cooperating with me here? All right, and you took Mirabelle with you. All right.
Cecilia is wildly frustrated that, like, no, she's very like, we're saving Sarsha, and she's also like does not like doing what the Golden Raven said, even a little bit. She generally doesn't like doing what people tell her to do, though.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
But let's
the
be
case.
fair here. Doing what a Chronomancer Dreadlord says, it's just not. It doesn't feel right. Even if it's the choice that is the one that gets you what you want, it still feels like a trap. Did you get it working?
Almost. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the.
No, I'm just gonna fill while you're doing stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So so to do shall I ask Ska a bunch of questions? Artemisia, do you really think we can trust her?
I mean, so like everything has gone wrong for her here, it seems like, and it seems like, you know, she's actually present in Artemis's life, and she I don't know like if it was on the cheat sheet, but she's the mother of rats that like all these kids were talking about.
It does feel weird that this one has all the time. Roker, did you find anything out
About?
about any of this? Like, they're all very. They don't seem to be able to tell us specifics about some stuff.
Well,
It just
they
seems
seem
like
Yeah. Well, I asked about the mists, but they didn't know. They seem to have come maybe with the Witch Queen many years ago. They say the gods are dead. They said he doesn't. He's dancing around the fact that they keep saying Sarshan killed him, and that this is a trap, and that this Sarshan is
you're not gonna
really.
tell.
No, he's not. He's not. He can't tell her that. He can't. He doesn't want to, because it's like she's so the relationship is so fragile. He's not going to potentially do anything to damage that. So, but he'll
keep making it sound like he's on her side. Like, I mean, that sounds insane, right?
Hi. Obviously, it's the other Sarshan, just like the other Artemisia became a dragon and kind of distorted. I'm sure the other Sarshan and the other Stong is apparently like a devil or a demon. So I guess just. But
I'm deeply disappointed in alternate us, by the way.
Well, so
they obviously didn't get enough nurturing.
All right, here we go.
Whoa.
So you're rising up, and basically you come up in front of the astral dreadnought, which it is floating there, and its eyes closed. And from its mouth leaks this fountain of blood. It's just like a waterfall of blood coming down. Yeah, my map is a bit ridiculous. It's true.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. It's perfect.
I love
It's
it.
like a gingerbread man. The gingerbread man has
I'm
Artistic.
trying to figure out how to show the viewers all its glory. I don't know if I can.
Okay.
It's perfect. It's
It
perfect.
is. I love this map, Eric.
Okay.
Like unironically.
And its great eye is shut, but blood is just oozing out of its mouth and dripping down toward the city. There are 4 great chains that are holding it in place, 1 to each of its arms, and then 2 at the very far back of it, which appear to be set into spikes that have been driven into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
that's a
dreadnought.
lot.
And atop a pile of bones, upon its head sits a throne, and upon the throne sits the golden raven, idly stroking a red wolf between the ears.
Okay.
Rogar's
Are we in-
locate creature sense, is it zeroing in on that red wolf?
Yep, it is. It started working as soon as you got a few hundred feet off the ground, and now that you are within 1,000 feet, it is active.
And it's definitely zeroing on that wolf, not like maybe another wolf that's
That
somewhere.
wolf. That
Okay.
wolf right there.
Hmm.
That wolf right there.
He'll say, he'll whisper, that the spell is telling me that's Sarshan. He might be being controlled.
The golden raven has one leg crossed on top of the other and is stroking the wolf's head with one long nailed hand. She's a woman of kind of moderate build, wearing robes, mostly green and red and gold robes, and she has, of course, the golden mask that covers her entire face. And it has kind of a resemblance of a face on the mask, but it's mostly just the contours of your face. And then she seems to be wearing this golden cloak, but made of feathers. But of course, that's her wings. And she stands as you fly up in this direction, and holds up a hand. Welcome, she says, her voice deep and resonant.
As we come up and we spot her, I'm just gonna go ahead and loose that Eldritch Blast to signal to Team Chain.
Oh, okay.
First thing, just down. Do we have a plan here? I feel like we must have decided on a plan. But I think it was that we could sneak around the back and not do this. There is no back.
Rogar's initial impulse is to cast Calm Emotions, just because it, if Sarshan is being charmed, then it would free him from that, at least for the length of the spell, and that would tell us something.
All right, well, while you think about it, the Eldritch Blast happened. So back down at Chain Team, you see this blast of light go past. And that is what you've agreed upon as your signal, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So Stong sees that, and then he's like, "God, kids. Okay. It's go time." So Stong is going to pull out the potion of growth from his pack. He has 2 of them. He's going to give one to Riggin. He's going to drink the other one. Oh, drink them both? Whoa. Man, I don't think that's
Drink them both and wrestle the astral dreadnought!
If you drink them both, does it double or does it like...
No, bad things happen.
I think it wouldn't both work.
Yeah.
So out of this bank of mist over here, strides the witch Lich.
Oh no.
Stog's like, "Oh, you're just in time to help me. Thanks."
You could disintegrate. You have that spell, right?
Tilts her head to the side and reaches up with one skeletal arm and pulls out her curved bone sword and points it at you.
Stong calls up to Leithaka. You didn't. Oh boy,
Leithaka is over the side of the building and she's shouting at you, but it's not making any sound.
Oh.
And then another witch appears, kind of squeezing her way through the alley, and it's the huge, hulking dragon skull masked witch, and she goes, you thought you could get one over on us. You thought you could avoid me, did you, Stong? No. I haven't forgotten your touch. I hope you haven't forgotten mine.
I don't know what you're inferring by that, but I don't really want to think about it, so we'll just move on.
She reaches up with both hands and just wrenches her mask off, and it is obviously Sorrow's face. And she says, "Do you remember now, maybe?"
Oh, Raging Sorrow. What has the Golden Raven done to you?
That name no longer means anything for me. I am Devastation now. She puts the mask back on. Let me show you why.
Stong takes out the mirror mask from his pocket, and he's like, actually, I've joined your side now. Look, the Witch Queen gave this to me.
Okay, you are holding that mask, and okay, there's a little tug on the mask.
Okay, I look at the source of the tug.
You realize that that Artie has tried to take the mask just when you reached it in your pocket to take it.
Insight check.
Okay.
She, it's an 8.
You don't know what's going on. She's holding the mask. You're holding the mask. She looks at you. She's like, "Oh, this is awkward."
Stong says, Artie. give me a moment to think about this real quick because I have a really nutty idea, but I'm not sure how the logistics of it.
All right, let's go back upstairs. Okay. So
I was definitely
You sent
hoping
the
we
signal?
would not have to actually confront her head on at this point. But apparently that's where we're at.
well,
so...
she's not taking any hostile action toward you.
Okay, but
She says, "Come."
I
let
love
us
that
talk."
you're like, oh, you're facing off with this like chronomancer who's possibly trapped you, possibly charmed your boyfriend. It's fine though. You could be friends. It could be fine. How long have we been playing this game? Eric? Don't lie to my face.
I'm not lying to your face. She might be lying to your face.
Fortunately, they a deeply suspicious character, so she's not buying this act. Okay, so
If I wanted to slay you, Cecilia, I would have loosed my beast upon you, or used a spell to destroy your spell while you were flying up here and let you fall to your death. Please, let us talk.
can she dispel my mystic incarnum? I don't actually know if that works. That's a good question. I should look into. Okay.
She steps down from her
So-
throne onto her
I feel like
down her,
the implication that she
mountain of
could
skulls.
swipe my wings is going to make me want to land, but not in touching distance.
Yeah, she walks over toward this kind of like open area behind the throne,
Okay.
farther away
No-
from that forest of teeth.
And Rogar would be trying to stay close by so he can back her up and also get close to Sarshin if possible.
Yeah, Sarshin is obviously staying close to her.
So okay, and we've established this is actual Sarshin, as far as we know. I
According
still
to
am so
Rogar.
suspicious. So I think Cecilia is just gonna try and bluff this one. Although deep down, I think she's very afraid she's deeply outmatched. But what is she gonna do? So she's gonna say, "I think you know why I'm here. Hand him over."
I do.
So what are we gonna do? Some kind of cryptic, super dramatic thing, and she's gonna gesture at this sort of astral dreadnought business.
Do you like it?
I think you're trying a little hard.
That's a very honest answer. No, I know why you're here, and I have no wish to oppose you. I simply wish to bargain.
What are your terms?
She sniffs a couple of times at Artemisia, and then she looks back at Cecilia. She says, "I wish to bargain with you, not with your minions."
Oh.
First of all, you put a little respect on my friends there, because
Friends.
yes, friends.
I see.
My backup. Do you like that better?
It makes more sense. It is, again, an honest answer. I had taken you for an honest woman.
Oh, I am. And right now, I honestly want to chop your head off with this axe.
Is that why you brought her? She points to where the air elemental is setting down Skaha and Mirabelle, in fact, over here, just a little north of where you all are.
I don't think you get how much I am going to finish what I started. Hand him over, and we could leave. But if you don't, we'll just have to see what happens.
Oh, I understand. Only too well, said Celia.
Oh, can I just banish her? Part of me's like, oh, she's never gonna get banished, but I feel like
You can banish her if you
I
want.
feel like Cecilia is getting just about fed up enough to try and banish her.
Okay. Go ahead and try.
I feel like it's not gonna work. Also, okay, actually, Cecilia's gonna look at Sarshin and just be like, I think she would look for him to sort of make sure he's okay.
He is,
Does he look like he's laughing at her?
no,
Is this all a big,
he,
is she right? Is her absolute terror been right all along?
like
is
his
she-
tail is between his legs and he's looking downward, like he's nervous, scared, sad, something like
he
that.
feels bad that he tricked her. I get it.
And that's possible.
Ugh.
The
Okay.
Golden Raven says, "What are you feeling?"
This, and I banish her.
Okay,
Maybe. It's an 18 charisma.
all right. Oh. Okay, so you cast a spell,
it!
and
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
it strikes her, and she goes, "Yes, you're right." And she twists her hand, and then she disappears, and you disappear.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, but Sargent's still there.
No, Sargent has disappeared as well.
I mean, not that I'm not worried about Cecilia, but like if we can grab Sargent, but
All right. So back down at the chain.
So first of all, the Pegasus is definitely stomping its foot 3 times right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pegasus is already telling you, man, shit's up, fucked up here.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So Riggin
Oh,
is doing his
no.
stone shape to try and loosen the chain. Leithaka is still on the rooftop, and she has pulled out her short sword, and she's also starting to cast a spell. Stong, what are you gonna do? Sorrow is coming toward you. The Lich is not acting yet. She seems to be maybe waiting.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we have to initiative this thing because I think depending. Oof. So, in my heart of hearts, I was trying to figure out a way to see if Artie was somehow actually not Artie and like actually Lilton, but I'm not gonna go with that. I think Stong actually would care about these kids and not having them get hurt.
Yeah.
So-
I did notice that, when Stong went with them, I'm like, okay, he's gonna care about them.
Yeah. So I think he's going to throw up a wall of force and he's going to say, this one is lost. Let's go to another one. Flee! So he's going to toss up a wall of force and block the 2 alleyways and try to make it like go up and encompass devastation.
Okay. All right. So you toss up your wall of force, and devastation does indeed slam into it face first, and kind of bounces off it and then shakes herself like, that was, and the Lich immediately starts casting a spell of her own.
Stall's going to yell out, silence or counterspell!
A thin beam of green energy springs from the Lich's sword and disintegrates your wall of force.
Whoa.
And Sorrow is then going to spring upon Stong. So I'm going to make her attack.
Okay. Did I already drink the potion of growth before this, or is it was it still in my hand?
Oh, I assume that you did, so I should probably make you Donkey Stong.
Yeah, I think he would definitely try to put himself between the.
Okay, and then these 2 Titanic figures start wrestling. Okay, back on the astral dreadnought. Cecilia and the Golden Raven have disappeared.
We got
But-
back Caliph and Sturgeon.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Oh.
but in their wake, several people have appeared. So hold on, just make this happen. Okay. Specifically, 3 witches have appeared. The one in the white with the smiling mask, the one in all black with the frowning mask, and then the one with the bow who just kind of like sneers at everything. And they immediately start attacking you all. Lazar immediately takes cover behind the Pegasus because he knows that if he gets hit, like that's the end of the spell. And as far as he knows, your spell is still going. So why don't we have one action from each of you who are on the dreadnought?
Right, Rogar will cast Sanctuary on Lazar.
Okay. Artemisia?
So, I mean, Artemisia is definitely thinking that we need to be ready to like punch Lazar to pull Cecilia out of where the Golden Raven has taken her, as a way to like save her. But I feel like that wouldn't be her first action because she needs to give Cecilia time to like do whatever she's gonna do.
I appreciate your trust because I don't know what Cecilia's gonna do.
Well, they've come this far to pull out now, but so she's got her chain lightning left. So she's gonna, I think, hit some witches.
Awesome. I'm gonna roll some saving throws.
17
Okay.
difficulty. I'm just looking up my
The Witch of Disgust does not make her save. The others do.
okay.
The Witch of Despair dodges out of the way of the lightning entirely.
Uh, 52.
Okay. The Witch of Disgust is blasted back and takes rather a lot of damage. Despair takes no damage at all. She evaded it. Dementation, that's the other witch, the one in the white, raises up her sword and the lightning smashes into her sword. And it's obviously hurting her, like you can see lightning crackling into her. But it's also charging up her weapon. And then she centers herself and points it at Artemisia. And she says, "Thank you, darling. I only regret that I must damage that wonderful form of yours. Perhaps you'll turn into a dragon this time as well." Okay. Rogar.
Alright,
You said you were casting Sanctuary. Are you going to do anything else?
I'm gonna charge forward into the center to be sort of a distraction, knowing that if any of the others get hit, they'll get sent away, and to draw their attention away from Lazar.
Okay.
But as I run, because Artemis said there are no gods in this world, I'm going to try and divine intervention. I'm going to try to summon
Okay.
Jarindlar
Okay.
to come and
You
help us
go
out.
3 for 3 with this.
Let's do this.
God.
Yes.
My God.
It's super doubtful,
Audience, Randy's tried this twice, and both times it worked.
Yeah.
I have no explanation.
1 out of 10. That's like 1 out of 100 for it to work twice.
All right. Okay, here we go. Oh, wrong one. No.
Oh.
Okay. Oh. But Sharon Lord,
I mean,
Sharon Lord, please come and help us in this moment of need.
Sharinlar is silent, and when
it's a narratively impactful failure, though.
when when Devastation brings down her lightning charged sword, she blasts it right into Rogar.
Devastation?
Or Dementation, sorry. And Rogar disappears.
Oh, of course.
Sharon Lord.
Fades away like a dream. Okay. Skaha leaps off the air elemental and engages with Dementation, using the spear, and they start clashing that way. She strikes the witch so hard that it knocks her staggering backward. Mirabelle cries out for Rogar, and then goes after the Witch of Despair, who mostly leaps and evades and tries to get away from her flaming sword. Okay. Meanwhile, Cecilia, you come to your senses in a very cold, familiar cave. Your demiplane that you banish people to.
So just she's gonna look really quick for the pocket that the assassin was in with the bloodstains and the hole. Is that here?
Make a charisma check.
Saving throw or just a check?
Just check.
What is that? 12.
Oh. You are in an unfamiliar part of the cave.
Okay.
Like you might have been here before, but like a long time ago. You don't really remember.
And it could be a different cave, or it is.
It's definitely your cave,
Okay.
but your cave has many chambers, you realize.
Okay.
Like every time you cast the spell, it creates a new chamber in the cave.
Okay. And it's me. Am I alone, or is she in here too?
You seem to be alone, but you can feel another presence in the cave with you.
Okay. I want to find the presence.
Yeah, a golden light appears, and it's the golden raven holding up her hand to create this golden fire. And she says, "So angry."
Got a couple reasons. Is Sarshan in here?
He is. He's lying in his humanoid form at her feet.
Okay.
She says, "Cecilia, we are alone. We don't need to continue having this conflict."
I got a couple reasons why I would like to stay in conflict with you. Yes. You want to make everything fine again and send me home? Then I'm fine with that. But I'm not leaving without him.
I was never going to suggest that you leave without him. I was going to suggest that we make a bargain. Will you listen to me now?
Sure. Spit it out. Done this before? What's the deal?
All right, 1 second.
Tell me all your secrets. I mean, no, DM, I'm super thinking about doing this.
No, I have it written down. I just need to find it in my notes. Hold on a second.
Okay, well, while she's doing that, Cecilia is sort of assessing the Golden Raven. She is considering how close she is standing. She wants to get close enough. She moves close enough that the Golden Raven would have to move to touch her, but that she's, you know, as close as she can get to Sarshan, really. And she's looking at Sarshan to make sure he's not hurt.
Yep, he seems to be. He doesn't really seem to be hurt. He doesn't seem to be unconscious either. He's just kind of lying there in a daze.
He's like, what is it? Restrained in here?
Incapacitated.
Incapacitated, that's it.
She says, "My offer is this. You will give me your power, and I will give you in turn peace of mind, happiness, relief.
Okay.
You've grown fond of the Red Wolf. Take him. Go where you will. Live with him until you both reach the end of your days. Build your home together or keep traveling the road. Raise children or do not, whatever you choose.
Yeah. Okay.
You can depart this path that you are on. You no longer need to strive for greatness. You don't need to suffer anymore. No more fears. No more tears. This is a dream that can come true. You don't need to wake up.
This is a lot of worrying about my personal situation.
Oh.
I gotta tell you, it just stinks of a catch.
I offer you the choice that no one else ever could. The choice to lay down your burden. Have you not struggled long enough?
What do you think I'm
been
struggling with?
Bound for so long. You deserve better than this. You should be free. All you have to do is believe in me. Believe in us. Believe in yourself. And she reaches up and pulls her mask off, and it's your own face.
What? Is this a doppelganger?
Oh.
This is this evil. Oh, damn it.
Check thoughts if this is doppelganger.
This is the problem, is that there's a slight impact loss and that Cecilia is like doppelganger.
She drops her
let's
golden
assume-
mask with the clang onto the floor and then holds out her hand.
Do I need to make like a wisdom? Part of
The
me's like,
Witch
I
Queen
have to
makes
make a
so much
wisdom
more sense
check.
now.
And she says,
Ah,
give me your mask and it will all be done.
Okay. I want to do something that's probably going to bite me, but I really hope you let me do it.
Well, maybe since it's 9:23, you should hold off on that until
That's
next
a
time.
good cliffhanger.
Oh,
So that's all the time we have for today.
good lord.
I have been Eric Scott DeVee, the cruel DM of this campaign. These have been the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you for coming with us. Tune in next week to see what Cecilia does. Take it away, Aaron.
I don't know what to say anymore. Oh my god. Okay. All right. You Aaron M. Evans. You can follow me on Twitter at Aaron M. Evans and talk to me about what some bullshit this is. You can listen to me on my podcast, Writing About Dragons and Shit, where all fine podcasts may be downloaded with B. Dave Walters and Trevor Bettis, who I also host Champions of Lore with on Wednesday mornings at 11 a.m. on twitch.tv/CNE Games. You can also watch me starting on Monday on Idle Champions Presents The Trials of Mount Tiamat. We're just going to go up against another awful, overpowerful lady, but hopefully she will not have my character's face because it would be 5 faces, and that's extra terrifying. But if you want to know more about that or anything about our sponsor, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, check them out at idlechampions.com.
I've been Rhiannon Helt, and many of us write things, and you can find those things on the Amazon widget, on our Twitch page or dungeonscholars.com. So if you like any of the various things like space opera or fantasy that we write, I invite you to check out our stuff. And tonight, thank you to our moderators, Seldering, Marduk, and Shay.
Hey, this is Yang Wang. Once again, we are going to host the Together Studios channel after this. Since we can't raid them, but they'll post up the link to their channel. Please click in and go into it. They really appreciate it every time we raid them, every time, and every like that you give them, every positive comment you give them really helps them out. It makes their game that much more enjoyable. So the other thing is that our charity that we're highlighting for this month is Food Lifeline. So Food Lifeline at foodlifeline.org. They believe that access to food is a human right and that nobody deserves to be hungry. Food Lifeline provides nutritious food to hundreds of thousands of people facing hunger every year. So they source nutritious food from a variety of industry partners, and then they distribute this food through a partnership with various other food banks, shelters, meal programs, and they provide a total of about 134,000 meals every single day. So go to their website, check them out, consider supporting them if you can. Also, for the month of October, if you want to make it a little easier for yourself, we are going to donate 50% of all the proceeds that we get from all of our subs to foodlifeline.org. So if you want to both support our stream and support this charity, this wonderful charity, give us a sub. Thank you so much.
I'm Stephen Merlino. You can find our past videos on our YouTube channel linked on our Twitch page below. Be sure to click the subscribe button to support us and the bell to get notified as we add new content.
I've been Emily Tang. Thank you all for watching us and letting us encounter fun new creatures like, gingerbread.
I'm disappointed you did not join us on the gingerbread.
Oh, they still got
Maybe
time.
next time.
Hi, I'm Rainey Henderson, and thank you all so much for watching. Come join us over on our Discord. We'll continue to talk about all the crazy stuff that just happened, as well as writing, hobbies, gaming, life, and just generally having a wonderful time hanging out together. And then if you're new to the stream or you want more information, check out our website where you can find recaps of all our past episodes, player bios, character bios, NPC bios, and lots of cool stuff. Yeah, so please come join us and continue to watch. Thank you so much for watching tonight, and until next time, stay scrawly.